I'm Michaela.
I'm Joetta.
I'm Taylor. Today on the German War News channel, we will be talking about the Z Plan. But first, I wonder what the Z Plan is.
Well, it's a good thing I'm an expert on this topic. I'll tell you everything you need to know.
I'm here as well.
So, the Z Plan was a plan put in place by Germany. It was written by Admiral Radar and approved by Hitler to expand their navy. This plan started in 1938.
According to the Z Plan, the German Kriegsmarine should have grown to about 800 units.
Wait, what's the Kriegsmarine?
It's the German word for navy. It's what they call the water portion of their army.
According to this plan, the Kriegsmarine would gain 13 battleships and battlecruisers, 4 aircraft carriers, 15 Panzerschläge, 23 cruisers, and 22 so-called Spa-Cruiser, which were basically large destroyers.
Whoa, did the plan work?
No, they got too caught up in the war that started after they created this plan, so they never got around to finishing the plan.
Do you know why they created the plan?
Well, back then, the British Navy was pretty much unstoppable. Most countries were terrified of its capabilities, and so Germany knew that in order to stand a chance in the war, they would need to bring their navy up to par.
That's so cool. Were they allowed to do that?
As we all know, after World War One, the Treaty of Versailles, especially the Brat part, limited their army. They were allowed to have 6 battleships, 6 light cruisers not exceeding 600 tons, 12 destroyers not exceeding 800 tons, and 12 torpedo ships.
If we recall what the Z Plan ordered, we notice that they exceed the limit of battleships by 7, the limit of destroyers by 10, the limit of cruisers by 17, and they weren't allowed an air force, but they had 4 aircraft carriers, and they also added a lot of U-boats to their fleets, which are basically submarines with torpedoes.
Now that we know the basics, let's discuss the newspaper that we found when this occurred.
We found articles from Manchester Guardian about the destruction of German battleships called the Bismarck, the Tripitz, and the Hood.
They were on a mission, and all 3 were destroyed by their magazines blowing up the boats. The catastrophe occurred, and not many survivors were expected. The ship's whereabouts were unknown at the time the article was written.
The Hood had multiple new security and protection measures implemented, which makes its destruction all the more surprising.
That's crazy. I wish I knew that. Oh, wait, you just told me.
We have another article from the Manchester Guardian that was published on February 1st, 1943. It recalls the replacement of Admiral Raeder, who was the commander-in-chief of the German Navy. He was replaced by the U-boat expert Admiral Donitz, and is regarded in Sweden as a substantiation of recent signs that Hitler's pinning all hopes on winning the war by U-boats, which were torpedoes that were feared by most of the world. That was the German War News Channel. Thank you for listening to our podcast and have an amazing day.